And the game doesn't show. Great start for this one. Oh, it's still set to production from last stream. Now it shows. Wonderful. Of course, no LGL stream without technical problems. Well, here we are.
Anyways, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
That's why we test things before we go. Today are the usual suspects. Me, Leon, and the other two guys.
Yes, the Zelatron.
The me, Zelly,
And Rex, mate.
and the me, Rex. As always. So the entire development team of Raid World War 2 is present.
We also have some people from the beta group.
Yeah, so as usual, we'll have Zelly and me in the game playing. Rex to read some chat and answer some questions. Or rather, read out questions so we can answer them here on stream. And two people from our amazing close tester group, Tonus and Bay, that fill up our lobby so we have some people to play with. Then today we are not on our regular public build. We are playing on our beta channel, beta release channel. And we will show off some new features for the next update. Yeah. So
Yeah, that we've been working on because so there was one thing that we wanted to try to adjust somehow, get a little bit more reasons to play the game and a little bit more content, but obviously we cannot make maps every 2 weeks. So that's why we started. Thank you for throwing all the gold around. We started like working on a few features to have a little bit more ways to play. And that's what we're gonna show today.
yeah, because one of the biggest issues that we've heard from people that play the game is like, well, the game's great now. The game has some cool features, some cool new skills, stuff to experiment with, but they just need more maps. It needs more maps. It needs more content to play with. So I'm just gonna open up the missions table, and there's gonna be a first change that we see at the top. It's not an outlaw
Yeah.
raid. Sally, why don't you explain what we see here?
Yeah, so order of business. There's 3 new features coming for the next update. Yeah, the first one is the bounty raids. So everyone who used the bounty raid mod will be very familiar with this. It is a similar principle where every day you'll have one bounty raid you can play, which will have a forced challenge card applied to it. The big difference with the mod, and these cards are going to be randomly generated, so you can have different effects based on the difficulty. You can have different rarities for the card, so some days you'll have an easy one and the reward is not going to be that much. Other days you can have a harder one. And also it goes harder rewards, but the challenges are different as well. And the names and everything is still work in progress, so the name's not gonna be spaghetti hands at the end, probably. It might be. But yeah, we do have new art for it as well. The LGL artist made some new nice art, which is really nice. And we are still tuning a bit, like what rewards you're gonna get and what the effects even are.
Yeah, so first we want to go through everything, right, and then play them. So, yeah, this is the first feature. And as Sally already said, this is heavily inspired by the very talented modding community that Raid has, and this is inspired by the mod that Punished Bernadetta made, the Bounty Outlaw mod.
Yeah. And then, yeah, today we didn't really get a very difficult one. It's actually a one that's good because you get more loot.
Yes.
So this one is good. And for now, we are not completely done with what kind of rewards you'll get. You will get gold, obviously. There's probably gonna be days where for like the rare ones, you're gonna have cosmetics. You can maybe get like Halloween items in certain days of the month. And if in the future we are planning to try and add more unlockable things, and those would be able to drop from dailies as well.
Yeah, so that's feature number 1, but that's obviously not more maps to play with. It's still the same. So let's jump to the operations tab, which has a big change at the top. Let me delete that. That's for later. So yeah, there's something
so
at the top.
yes, a lot of people were. Not many people like operations, but there were a few stages in the operations that people might like. So we are basically just adding the feature to play any of the operation stages you want.
Yep. So
yeah, if you click on free play, you can just pick anyone you want. We still need to go through a lot of them because there are some problems with challenge cards we have to look through, or some issues like that. We might have to create a feature for it where certain challenge cards can be played on certain levels. Because, for example, you have the card that locks your melee, which could soft lock a few levels. So there's work that needs to be done with that. But yeah, you can now just play, if you only want to play one of the mission and not the full operation, that'll just be an option.
So if you always said, "Oh, I really like the version of the bank where you steal the Enigma machine because it's a cool map to stealth," then you can now just play that and play it as much as you want without having to actually get there in an operation. And for feature number 3, if I click on the new operation slot, there is new text here. Now, what are these?
Yeah, so basically we have 3 new operations, which are not new levels, but they're basically just randomized operations. So you have a 2-stage, a 4-stage, and a 6-stage, and it just puts any map together in a random order. If you don't know what to play, you can just basically select one and then have the game give you random order. And you, of course, you also get a little extra XP for it as well if you finish it. So it's just a little nice way to
It's a nice
have
feature.
things
It's a nice
together.
feature for those that don't know what to play, right? Because you get to that point. Oh, you play Odins, you play Full Stop, you play Strong Point, and then oh, I don't really know what map to play. I don't really know what I like to play. So now you can select one of these, and it'll just give you 6 or 4 or 2 missions in a row that you can complete to have some sort of like suggestion of what to play. Yeah, it's very similar to the if for those that played Crime Boss, it's very similar to the shuffle feature, right, where you can just have missions in a random order and
Yeah, and
play
then
them.
they also have like some kind of logic of like what kind of missions you can get, right, Rex? You set those up.
Yeah, then if you actually look at the operations again, there's some descriptions that say two of the jobs will be a valuable mission. In like the later ones.
One stage of the
But
operation
usually
will contain valuable jobs.
they typically start with a job relating to information, then a job relating to just an objective, then you have a valuable one, and then a finale. And the 6-stage one has some extra ones in the middle.
So they are
Yeah,
actually somewhat logical
There is a
followings.
logical order, yeah.
Ah, that's nice. Okay, well then, let's start off with playing our daily bounty with Spaghetti Hands as the active card.
Yeah, we didn't have. We're likely not going to like add difficulty achievement to all the separate operation stages. We don't want people to like have to play all of those because those you get the achievement for finishing the operation for them. So that's still gonna be the case. But you can actually finish some of the achievements that are tied to the levels, like on Blinding Heimdall to jump down with the parachute. You can't just do that one without having to play through the
I
whole
need to
operation.
redrag the window here in OBS because it doesn't. Oh, it's like, whoops. Now it's correct.
I don't think it is.
Now it's
Now it
correct.
is. Yeah.
It was from our last stream. For those that were there to watch it, we showed off some prototype builds of Full Stop, so we played on our map editor, and I still had the capture active for that. Prepared as always. Wouldn't be an LGL/raid stream without technical difficulties, right?
Well, it's not as big of a difficulty.
At least we have sound. Yeah, we are that far.
Yeah, so enemies have a lot more health, but if we actually take the gold, we will get more. And there's also like some kind of logic for these, right? So you cannot get cards on levels where they are not applicable.
Also, since I've seen a few people in chat that said, oh, they're like new and picked up the game completely new. Just out of curiosity, if you guys want to answer, like, where did you hear about the game? Like, how did you find the game? What made you? Was it like a suggestion by Steam or just seeing it somewhere on YouTube? Because I've seen a lot of people recently that you know, picked up the game to play it. So I'm just curious to see where they found it.
Yeah, we're always looking for ways to figure out what's the best way of letting people know.
Someone's asking about a grenade upgrade. Did I miss something?
Grenade
Which
upgrade?
one?
Grenade update is still on the table. I'm not really sure what that means.
Yeah. What grenade upgrade?
There was the thermite added as a war cry.
Yeah, that we had the new thermite grenade as a war cry. But I don't think we had any other grenades that we talked about.
Yeah, right now
not that
there's
I
just
remember.
Just the two war cries at the moment for the
Key.
anti-tank grenade and thermite.
There's still some here. Not here.
Yeah, you can come to the farmhouse, because I already have a few on me. I think there's a commander as
Yeah,
well.
I first have to deal with all these people here. They tank all her health. Thanks to our daily card.
The throw distance for grenades, different grenades have different throw distances. Like the stick grenades you can throw further, and the normal.
Oh, it
grenades you can
might be last stream we did talk about having like unifying the grenades a bit more, I think. Maybe it's that.
So then the answer is probably.
What's the operation free play? That's the selecting single days of an operation.
Yeah, that's one of the new features which will show up in a bit, which you just basically select whichever you want, and then you can play it by itself without having to go through the entire operation.
Yeah, sale. Interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so the trampoline, I think so. Yeah. We did have. We did try like a few things to increase the visibility of the game. We did change the Steam page as well last year, which you wouldn't think that it matters, but it does make Steam
I was
recommend
surprised.
it more.
I was surprised to see when I looked into the statistics how much the temporary artwork override we had for Resurgence did as well. Like that.
Yeah.
That pushed a lot of people over to see, oh, this game looks like the store page looks visually different, and that was another one where people, you know, noticed that it's something else.
The crowbar is not going to be something you can carry in every mission. There is a boost card you can get that will give you a crowbar at the start of the mission.
Also, I'm happy to see we almost have 50 people here watching us, like, almost like announcing that stream a day early is good. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry for all those that lose the last one, we really kind of forgot. But yeah, we'll try to. Usually we want to keep on, as I said last time as well. We want to keep on like a somewhat regular schedule, like try to do every second Saturday or something, so we can sometimes show off some features, sometimes just play the game with you guys, with friends, with whatever. and then see where we
someone
go.
says, someone says like wish Steam would advertise the update frequency somehow. But that is actually like a thing we made a mistake of with the last update as well, where like by the time we were like trying to make some kind of like announcement for the release date, but then well, we're just gonna run out of time. So that is definitely one thing we need to do next time, is just not just release the update out of the blue, but actually like announce it like a week earlier.
Yeah, because we saw with sorry, with Resurgence how well that did, because we took the time to have like a pre-hype phase, I guess what you call it or whatever. That did push a lot of people to see the game and push visibility a lot, which is cool.
Yeah, it's always difficult because even people who do play the game, they sometimes don't even notice.
Yeah, especially for a lot of the players that it's Bernadetta, the creator of the Bounties mod. Hello to you.
Any plans on adding new weapons like pistols or snipers? So well, I have to say the same thing we always say, is like, I wish. We are trying to see if we can, but the problem is that we don't have anyone who could model a gun or animate a gun. And yeah, so it's basically lack of resources are the problem. And lack of funding as well. But yeah, we are always trying to see if we can. But so far there has not been any success.
Hey, you know, at least the problem was moved from lack of tools to lack of resources. Like, we have the tools now, we just don't have the people to use them.
Well, there's still a bit of a tools issue with...
Yeah, it's getting better. That one is
Yeah.
getting better and better.
But yeah, like getting animators and people who can like model weapons is not... For free, it's hard to get.
That's a hard bargain to drive, right? Like, I receive weapon animations, you receive nothing, but with lots of stars around it.
Oh, you
It's,
get
Are there any plans to adjust the number of kills required for various weapons? Some of them are grindy. Yeah, there is a plan to change up the weapon upgrading system, but we don't have much to say on it. We have been lowering the numbers on some things that are particularly grindy, but it's always difficult because of how janky the save system used to be. So we have to work around it.
Yeah, if you can tell like which ones you specifically think are still problematic, we can maybe take another look at it.
Yeah, because with development, it's always like you get developer blind, right? Like you get so used to how things work that sometimes someone just has to tell you, hey, this one's still shit.
More classes on the future, there are not really any plans for that because it's already hard to keep 4 in balance. And then if we make like a 5th one, we have to basically make like 30 new skills for them with war cries.
Yeah, I think...
Actually, random thing for everyone's clarity. Should we read out the question before we answer it, or is it fine if we just answer them? Because I'm not too sure if it's fully clear what we're talking about.
I think it's best to just read them out.
Yeah, we should probably read the question first. Yes.
But yeah, on the classes thing, I think the way we have Warcries handling different class styles is probably best for now.
Yeah, and then also what Fan said, where if you add a new class, it ruins the acronym for raid. Because the whole point of it is that you have recon, assault, insurgent, and demolitions.
Recon, assault, insurgent.
So yeah, we got a little...
And then you have raid.
Yeah, so now we finished the bounty. We got a little war reward for it. And yeah, we are gonna tune like the kind of rewards you get for the difficulties and stuff like that.
Great. I
Great.
made the capitalization as bad as the menus are with their capitalized text. You don't have to keep it in style of the game. Okay,
I
well
like
then,
how
time to
everyone
go
always
to
says they haven't noticed the raid abbreviation.
time to go to Operation Freeplay, and let's play one of the maps here. Spy has been discovered. Make sure he survived. We can play Rolling Stock.
Yeah, the best level.
Burning Man is fun. Comms break.
Tonis is asking for Heimdall.
Ton is asking for Heimdall. Well, then
Yeah,
Tonis
Bay asking for Enigmatic, but Tonis was first. So.
Tonis was first, yeah, so we're gonna play Heimdall. Sorry, Bay.
Yeah, it's too late.
Too late. Yeah, also in another update, which might not be the next one, but in another update, this menu will disappear, which will make me very happy.
Yeah, the ready up screen will be replaced with just a simple countdown by standing in the zone.
So you can finally just leave the ready up screen without having weird backup buttons.
You might need to consider reworking the mission select menu. Eventually, that is going to be reworked as well. I do want to have, like, make it a bit more nice to use.
Oh, it's Crocky! Hi, Crocky. Achtung, Achtung, Feinde im Turm.
Yes, so now because we played this level in free play, we didn't have to play Rolling Stock before it, so now you have to get all the shells. Which makes the level actually more interesting than it normally is.
Also, I find this announcer still so weird. We sometimes need to cut that up because the German announcer in the background is like, "Oh, they destroyed the cannons. They're putting the lights on Heimdall." How do you know that already? It wasn't meant to be spliced up to that he says it whenever it happens on the map, but then they just didn't understand German, I guess, and it was like, "Oh, this sounds funny. Let's put this in the game."
Yeah, that's I guess we'll have to do the same thing as you did with the normal announcement, as you splice it up and then
Yeah. Splice it up and trigger it.
So a question is, any plans on adding paid skins to the game? Not really. No plans.
Yeah, so there's not like any concrete plans because at the moment we cannot really add paid anything. You know, the options are being explored, but I can't really say anything on that now. We are, you know, if we get like, not even sure if it will be skins, but if we get like the camp rework with like new camp items, that could potentially be a source of like paid camp items. But yeah, at the moment there's just nothing on it because we couldn't even do it even if we wanted to at the moment.
Yeah, right now we are not in the position where we can just release a paid DLC. It's something that we will hope to reach. It's something that would be a goal, of course, to say, okay, we can somewhat have a revenue on this game, have a revenue source on this game, so we can do more stuff with it, right? Like do more features, more updates, get some 3D models done, get some stuff commissioned. So yeah, it's something that we're aiming for in the
cosmetics
future.
are the same thing, where like if we want to have new cosmetics, we need someone to make them because we are not able to. So we need like...
One thing for certain though, never anything that ruins balance. Like you will not be able in this game to buy something that just makes you better than someone else.
Yeah, skills are definitely one thing I never want to have paid. Like paid skills I don't want. Weapons maybe, but yeah. That'll depend basically on like what people think are fine.
It's very much up to you guys, to the community. If you guys say, you know what, they would never want like a paid skins DLC because we think it's shit or something, then we as the devs have to see something else because you guys are the people who would want to buy them, right? So if you guys say no, skins DLC is something that I would never purchase for this game because reason XYZ, then that's a totally valid opinion, and then we'll as the devs have to see what else we can do. Because there's no point releasing a DLC that nobody's gonna buy, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, there's also the thing, like, we don't have any experience in that kind of stuff, so it's gonna be like, if we ever get to that point where we can, I guess we'll just have to figure it out. What's good and not.
It's all a learning curve, yeah. Because none of us have ever done this before, so...
But yeah, camp items would be my, like, the thing I think would be the most fine. Camp items are, I guess, like, character cosmetics, but yeah, that's harder as well.
I love this radar beeping faster as soon as the planes arrive. A very cool feature. Just to check, because I remember hearing that you were initially unpaid for all this work, and it's just a passion project. Do you guys get paid for current sales? Not right now. Not as of now, I think is a good way to word it, but more on that in the future. I think is a good answer for that for now. Not as of now, I think is fair enough.
Yeah, we are trying to, as I said, look into our options.
Yes, that's a very diplomatic answer, but I like it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of different factors that first need to align before we can get anything on that.
You know, things are not as simple in the situation that we're in, because you have to obviously consider that this game was released in 2017 by LGL and by Starbreeze, and now we have this completely different team that works on this game, and it's all a very weird, completely unique situation in the games industry that, like, a group of people just overtake development on a game, right? Like, that never happened before. So, but we all have to see how we handle stuff like that. Ouch. Oh, fire burns. Fire is hot.
Oh, yeah.
Can confirm.
Yep.
Do you plan to update the HUD? That is.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's always in the works, bit by bit. But oh, my grenade throw. It's just the problem is, like, updating HUD takes a pretty long time because you have to, like, first try to also design it. I do have ideas for the main HUD and all the menus I want to rework, but there's a lot of other things we need to do as well. So it's slowly, bit by bit, getting reworked.
Now you can finally play the cool version of Opponentsville.
Yeah, hopefully there is a time where all of the UI is finally replaced with something that's far better.
Yeah.
And then we get to look back and see how bad it was.
As you've seen with a lot of these things, right? Like, oh, we have now the escape menu, the pause menu that has the different styling on it, and then the pop-ups with the buttons have different styling, and then the or when the camp update eventually comes, that'll have new styling for the menus, right? So we'll slowly roll over. It's like a gradual process.
Yeah, the camp customization will have a different UI. There's also a thing that's in development around, basically like a social menu. You know how a lot of games, when you are in the menus, you have your teammates and everything in a corner. So that's in the works as well. That would have a new UI for your teammates, where you can also check their, like, builds and everything. And that's also another customization thing. I guess I can ask it here. What would people think about that? For those the social panel, to basically have, like, unlockable little banners. So it's like a banner art with, like, a profile picture, perhaps, and the little titles as well. So those, like, show up during loading screens or when you join, or things like that. Little customizable banners.
Just jumping in, this is unrelated to Starbreeze Nebula.
Yeah,
It's
this
just a
is
social,
not
like, in-game
an online
in-lobby stuff.
service. Yeah, this is just a visual menu. That's all.
Yeah,
al-
so it's like for per player, so you can customize your own little banner art, and when you join a game, other people can see your art, and you have selected maybe like a little title. So this is like an idea we have, and so far people have been like supportive of it because that would be like a nice thing we can do to have like some unlockable little doodads.
And before people get scared, no lobby codes. You're gonna be able to join people via Steam.
Oh, this will be just a UI thing.
It's just the UI, yeah. There's no other online system. It's just UI to make it easier to join people via in-game menus. That's it. So time to go
Good as the saying,
to
just give us good old COD emblem creators for banners. That's a terrible idea, and you should know why.
What do you guys think of a four or six stage? What do you guys
Four
think?
should
Four
be.
stage is good, right? Now let's do it on hard.
Yeah, 4 stage is a good one because that's got everything, all the variations, while the 2 stage is missing a couple of them.
Yeah, so you can get like operation missions, regular missions, even outlaw raids can be selected from random ones. Of course, you don't get as much loot as you would get normally. Oh wait, right.
Do you all
Yeah,
have plans for Linux support, or do you trust Proton? So, the thing with that is, a native Linux support would be a lot of work to actually. No, I'm not going to play that code. Would be a lot of work to actually implement code-wise. And also, another thing is it has also licensing issues because we use paid middleware like Wise or Bing, and Linux is considered as as an extra platform. So you would have to buy licenses for that middleware for those platforms again. So it is, and with Proton being as good as it is now, I don't think a native support could come close to how good Proton is now. That's my opinion as the engine programmer. Because I'm not as gigabrain to just casually code a Linux support in a week. Sorry.
We haven't talked about improving AI with different weapons or perks.
No, that's so AI is one of the things that's pretty hard. We are not really that experienced on that front.
I have been poking around every once in a while
game.
to see what's broken or what's not quite working and fixing it. But there's a lot of difficulties over the years that have built up from like the Payday the Heist to Payday 2 to Raid. The code is just very unclear and poorly. I'm just gonna say, yeah, poorly written in a lot of places.
Yeah, we are planning to try to fix a little bit of the desync stuff. So we did find a problem with like clients desyncing. So that is one thing we are looking into trying to fix. It's probably not gonna be, definitely not gonna be like a magical fix that just solves everything, but we are trying to solve the issues. Like when getting into a vehicle, it's very common that your character desyncs, and we did find the cause of that at least. But a lot of these problems are just, you just have to like look at it for a long time, and eventually we find a problem because it's just a big spaghetti that you have to untangle. And AI is definitely one of those big problems as well, where not easy to fix because you change one thing and a million other things that relied on that being broken break.
Ouch. Snipers do a lot of damage. Ow.
Indeed.
We're going to mug you. Maybe not.
So Payday 2 called their difficulty over very hard overkill. What would we call ours if we had one?
I don't know, Uber.
Over Lion. No.
Yeah, I don't think we have any punny names that involve lions or anything
Or games.
interesting. It'd probably have to be like Impossible or Uber would be another one.
I think we
I
had
guess
a good
Uber's a
one.
bit of a Doom thing, isn't it? Oh, Wolfenstein, sorry.
Wolfenstein.
Blammo
Blammo
kill.
would be. Yeah.
Crawling while down. How about crawling while down?
Yeah,
Perhaps a
crawling
planet
while
symbol.
down. That is actually, I did think about that. The problem there is third-person animations. You would
That's
just,
literally the only reason.
yeah, you would just slide on the ground and it would look bad. That's literally kind of the only reason why we wouldn't.
Unless we just were kind of lazy and made it, you crouch and then you go down or something.
Yeah, but we did have that idea as for like a skill as well. I think in development there was an idea to have being
Yeah,
crawling.
might be part of the table, the long table, until someone noticed, oh right, that needs animations. Burning Man.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of these things are just, oh, we got 2 of these, nice.
The iconic downing head 360 spin. Yeah, you know,
Oh yeah,
we're trying to
heads.
get rid of the jank image. It's,
Two birds that are all like the 2 first missions should be able to roll like the smaller missions, right? Like extraction and things like that.
Yeah, extraction is included because you're stealing spies. So, of course,
Yeah,
intelligence is good for
another.
the first mission.
Someone said we should get another title competition for naming difficulties. Actually, what about a title competition for naming the 3 new outlaw like shuffle stages?
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good
If
as
people
well
would
as
be now that you said that made me think of that. Like yeah, maybe doing a community thing where people can suggest names for the 3 new
For
operation
that
types
and the bounty cards.
and the bounty cards. Yeah,
yeah, the
Yeah.
bounty challenge names are still
that sounds cool.
temporary.
Yeah, we should do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like
Yeah, we
that.
can do a competition again. It's been a while, so we could do one for the 3. Yeah, for the operations, I was thinking we should probably name them some way where you can actually realize what they are. Because otherwise, if it's just something unrelated, like new players might get confused by the name.
Yes.
But yeah.
Otherwise, I think the idea is pretty cool to let people suggest because people usually are quite creative.
Not outlaws, sorry.
3
Operations.
operations, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. 3 operations.
Oh, I think he already got into the thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, we should do a competition for the
Ouch.
cards. It's a good idea. Ooh.
Now we actually have to play the mission. Never would have thought would have become part of a game, but hey, it happened. I mean, that's why we're here, to hear what people have to say, because while we have our ideas, at the end of the day, you guys are the players. So if you think of something cool
Ow.
and say, I would love to name a difficulty or love to name a mission, then we can work some out and see what we can do.
Yeah, difficulty
pretty-
names aren't really planned. There's no
Yeah,
new
exactly.
difficulties planned. We definitely do need to tweak them a little bit more though, because a lot of people have been saying like very hard isn't as hard as it should be. So we do need to.
Crookie suggested that gas canisters be carryable. I was
Yeah.
gonna set that up, but I'm sure a lot of missions will soft lock because of it.
Yeah, that is an idea to have the fuel cans carryable on Odin's as well.
Yeah, it's what I call a Rex moment of now, where Rex has an idea to change something a day before we'll do a closed beta, and then he changes it, and then I'll put it in the beta, and then literally half the missions free.
Yeah, I mean it's not used as often. It is, I think, 3 missions that use it.
Yeah, there's the Operation, the wiretap one.
Yeah, there's
Odin's and this one.
But it is like still all of the things that you have to rescript, so it's still not. And the scripting of these missions are usually very bad.
And also, I've seen something again related to guns with the Nagant revolver. One thing, obviously, there's one gun that we kind of owe the game, right? I'm not gonna mention it, but there's one gun that once we can start doing them, there's a certain one that the game kind of needs, you know?
Yeah, the F2000.
Exactly. 。 At that point, we would definitely owe the game for free.
Yeah, it's actually, Crocky, what you think about like spawn summon operations, that is an idea to have mines more around the levels, because we do have the landmines and we do have the skill for it to make them like pick up easier. So I did have an idea which I want to kind of try to have a special enemy that basically sets down mines
That's a
around
bad
the
spot
level
to break it in.
and also can throw grenades at you.
A mine layer.
So, yeah, so
Or
some kind
rather,
of
an
special enemy
explosive
that,
specialist.
yeah, some kind of special enemy that can. Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
That can set up those things would be nice.
We should really make vehicles host for it. It's one of those bugs that has been plaguing the game for a long time.
How? Who did that? Oh, that was the tank.
Because essentially the vehicle is like everyone has their own position for the vehicle, and they argue with each other who's correct.
Yeah.
So I'd say the vehicle's over here. Zelly's client says, "Oh no, the vehicle's over there," and everyone screams a different position, and the vehicle is unsure where to go. Great coding.
Yeah, people are the chat are complaining, arguing about Revenant. I probably will buff Revenant's crit duration a bit.
Fast repair bug. Fast repair bug?
Fast repair bug? No.
Do you
Is
just
that
have the
interacting-
Do you just have the skill to repair it faster?
I'm wondering, like, are you using a skill, or is it you're interacting with a different interaction on the car and it finishes it? Because I know there's some weird interaction stuff with cars.
Rocket launcher update.
Oh, what's that? Rocket launcher?
So someone said, "Imagine a rocket launcher update."
I would like to see Panzer as a Warcry sometime. That'd be fun. There's
Like a
something that you can
one-shot.
basically snipe.
Modding tools.
Have to make it actually like a Panzer, where it's more
Yeah. So
you hit a single enemy and they explode instead of a grenade launcher.
Is there anything you're sharing throughout modding tools? First of all, I'm gonna update the hash list because I apparently forgot. So I'm just gonna do that after the stream. I'm just gonna push that real quick for the bundle browser. Also, we have, since we've put in a lot of work into the model tool on our end now, and I trust it a lot, at least for statics now and basic anims, what will probably be in the next modding tools update is the basic model tool. We will share that as well, because I think it's at a point now where we can reasonably share it to make new models with.
Yeah, the only thing it cannot do yet is rigged
Exactly.
items.
It's limited to no rigging, but it can do static with statics being animated fully in Blender. So we can just release that, because I don't think there's anything saying not to. I
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
obviously add the diesel rider to it, because right now it writes only oil, but we could. I don't think that's...
HW asks level editor when.
When
I
you
think
finish
HW
it.
should be the one asking that one,
Exactly.
answering that one.
When you finish your mod, then.
Yeah, any plans to add leaning? Not really. Like, that was supposed to be leaning in Raid originally, but they took it out because it was kind of janky. And then also, there's like not enough buttons on a controller to even support.
Yeah, I think you'd have to do something like contextual leaning against the edge of a surface, but no plans
Yeah.
on that really.
Yeah, not really. But regarding controllers, I have been trying to fix a lot of problems with controllers, and now we are experimenting with allowing you to rebind buttons on controllers. So I can't for sure say if it's gonna be in the next update or not, but yeah, we are trying, and it does work. It just needs UI for now. That's the last thing we still need to figure out, is the UI and some semantics about it. But yeah, the controller rebinding so far works, which is nice.
Rebindable controller buttons in 2025? Crazy. It's another one of those systems that was always kinda set up for it, but they never finished it.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that needed to be changed first, though.
Yeah, can imagine with the spaghetti that the controller code went through.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about the thing we discovered about the controller code?
For the PlayStation controllers, you mean, or which one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
button.
that's a great one. The PlayStation controller buttons, at some point, I'm not really sure why, were mapped the other way around. So L1 was R1, and R1 was L1, and R2 was L2, and L2 and R2 was L2, and L2 was R2, some way around that. So they were just mapped the wrong way around. And instead of fixing it in the engine, they fixed it in the controller config file. So the controller config file also had them the wrong way around.
Yeah, they just added the other icon and they just flipped the icons on the UI.
Yeah, they flipped the icons on the UI texture. Yeah, on a technical level, it were inverted controls, but then they inverted them back in a different part of the code, which is like, what?
Yeah, technically you didn't really notice the difference because it was using the wrong buttons but differently, but yeah, it was very funny.
It's that kind of spaghetti that you find where you go, how did this happen? Like, what? How did you not just fix these two things there? But yeah, it's only important now as well because RAID on PC only used to support X input controllers. But in our current version, we use the same code that console uses for PlayStation controllers to also support them on PC, so that we can on the PC version have PlayZ controllers, DualShock controllers connected as well.
Yeah, that's why in the last update we made it so the icons actually are displayed.
Yep. Because I think it's nice to also allow DualShock on PC if people like. Why not use Steam Input? Because we have access to the native DualShock library, so we're going to use that. It's just we can also change the controller color and stuff on the DualShock controller, which is pretty cool. So we can actually make it the color of the character you're
You can
playing
finally
as.
make your controller glow when you have a war cry.
Yep.
Yeah, we could.
So we have that's the kind of cool part if you integrate the controllers natively. You can control all the aspects of it, including the more proprietary features.
Yeah, no Alienware effects though.
No Alienware effects, no. But the there is like there's like an official way basically to have an official Sony supported way to have PlayStation controllers supported on PC.
The Alienware effects stuff, that was just never in the files, right?
Yeah, it was missing the DLL, so like never worked because it used like the Diesel DLL loader to manually hook onto the DLL. So.
Steam controller support. It should still support, like it'll just emulate it as an Xbox.
Yeah, it'll just emulate Xbox controller because
yeah, I think Steam controller does use the same layout as Xbox, right?
Yeah, and also Steam controllers are dead. You can't buy them anymore.
Yeah, we will try to have like for Steam Deck to support like the icon, like on the UI
Steam
to
Deck
the
icons. One thing actually on Steam Deck, we now have the badge on the store page that it's playable on Steam Deck. For those that haven't seen that yet, they just randomly made that one day, and which made me really happy.
And a year after they said they'll make it, they made it.
Yeah, one day they just answered and said, "Hey, we made it playable," which is pretty funny. I wasn't expecting an answer, but hey, thanks Valve. Valve works on Valve time, so that's good.
Ow! Who opened that?
And yeah, the issue's fixed on Proton apparently, so now it's like fully playable. And the one other thing is we are aiming, of course, to not only get playable but fully support it. But what's missing for that is like UI scaling stuff. Some text is just illegible right now on UI. And also opening the Steam Deck keyboard when you type in your name.
Yeah, there's gonna need to be like some UI reworking. It's probably because right now on the options menus, we are a bit limited on space, so actually like reworking the options menu to be like the newer style would be one of the things that will help in that. Yeah, Crocky, when is Barrel Buccaneer coming out? One day, I promise, one day. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Actually, I was thinking of a funny one. Change the color of the PlayStation controller when you get close to a dog tag and it makes the sound. Then the color starts like blinking
Oh
in yellow.
yeah, having the controller actually play the sound of the dog tag.
Right,
ones.
because we can do that too. Yeah, we have access to controller speaker as well. like an old Wii game where the Wiimote would play that sound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I always like those little gimmicks.
Yep.
They're fun.
Yeah, that's worth to spend like 2 weeks on.
Totally.
Only 2 weeks.
For those like 2 people that play with a PlayStation controller on PC, yeah.
Yeah, we got an okay spawn, but
And that's why we sidetrack a lot.
If you play as Kurgan, will the controller randomly tell you to kill people?
no, it's like the Islander.
Go on. Yeah.
Heads.
Should blow them up.
Controller speaker screams blammo. That's what we're gonna use the big ol' blammo audio for. Every time you activate your horror card, big ol' blammo.
If every player is activated their war cry at the same time.
I like that one. What Bernardo said, that they couldn't hear the contractor because it was going through the DualShock controller and they muted it. That's a good one.
Yeah, DualShock controllers have the weird ability that, depending on if you use them with Steam Input or other lib, that you cannot tell them to turn off their speaker, so they just connect as the default sound device. Okay, but that's a cute achievement idea. Every player activates their work cry simultaneously.
Yeah, probably.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Why not?
shit. I mean, it would be like 2 players, but yeah.
Every player in your lobby. If it's
Yeah.
it's starting at 2, so that,
Yeah.
because we don't want to do 4-player achievements, because that kind of sucks if you only have 1 friend. We are expecting you to have at least 1 friend, though. That's the requirement. If we as a dev team can get together as 2 friends, then
We definitely didn't make that choice because we don't have enough people to test the achievements.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We definitely didn't make choice for that choice because we're 3 people. It's always hard to find the 4th one to play with us.
Yeah, I do want to have like achievements for the war cries as well. Just I need to make a system to set them up in a way where we don't have to do what they did with Payday or Raid constantly, where they just hard-coded a bunch of things everywhere.
Yeah, but we're trying to, instead of, making just a game, we're trying to also make systems, so things are reworkable for the future, for more features.
Yeah, but there are systems where like, oh, if I make this, there's the third system that does the same thing, which is also very common in the code, where like, hey, we just have like 5 different event listener systems for like no reasons.
Yeah, in the engine, there's also stuff like that, where someone just made a system that already existed and just made it again.
Okay, so the operation objectives are still broken for some reason, but
So now it's the last map, yeah. Last map of the operation.
yeah, that's
4
what
out
I'm
of
talking
4.
about. Tonus, it's supposed to tell you, and I thought I fixed it, but somehow it's still not fixed. But actually, there's a funny thing. If you go to the mission and look at the intel for that, you can actually know.
Oh right, we didn't show that yet. I'll go to the table. I could open it with escape menu, but that's not as fun. Operation here, you can see the intel. And then we can see that we're gonna get to play full stop again, because it's the intel.
Yeah, you can scroll down and then you see
All the intel of all the missions.
that's just how the menu is set up. That's why it's a feature.
Who knew?
Yeah, you can scroll that. You can scroll that menu. I did not know you can scroll the images, but apparently you can. Uh, any chance we're getting new sidearm? Yeah, so we already talked about it. That currently we can't really have new weapons.
How can you open a game slow path even also on spotters from multiple players? Yeah, there's not an official Lua like source, but there's community people that provide one of the decompiled code, which is essentially the same thing. And also just jump on the LGL Discord. Maybe there's people who can probably help you there with any modding related stuff. We have a modding channel, so some people can answer questions there that are modding related, and some are also in chat, like and HW and Tonus and other people that modded before. Valley?
Yeah, I'm just working my build. Hold on.
Ah, okay. HW, you mod everything. You are insane. I'll consider Tonus a modder for his amazing maps that he made.
He made the amazing MS Paint HUD.
And MS Paint HUD for Payday 2, yeah?
And for Raid as well. Where's the update?
Yeah, exactly, Tonus. Where's the update? We are working our butts off to make these updates. Where's your update? Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to all the modders out there.
Yeah, shout out to all the
We care a
modders
lot
out there.
about you.
We actually do really care a lot about you. That's why we're making modding tools.
I mean, we are modders too, so.
Yeah, that's how we got into working on this game, because we
Developers
also...
patting themselves on the back
Yeah.
by being modders.
Yep. I mean, hey, Bernadetta, you got your mod essentially added to the game, so... It was such a good idea that we said, hey, you know what, let's put this in the game ourselves. Modders are developers with IP constraints. Yeah, technically. Technically the truth. I really like the VO work on this map, it's so fun. Time to put you out of your misery. The guy did such a good job.
There's another one. The shrubs.
Where were you? Playing in the shrubs.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Okay, we can go on.
Ah, wait.
Kirky is asking if we could slow down the train objective.
I think now we can. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh,
It has to be an animation file then.
yeah.
I
Now
Not
we.
just an animated one.
Oh yeah. That's one thing we do need to do for animations, Liam. By the way, is animation blobs are still not supported.
Not spoiled for what?
For the model tool to export like separate .animation files.
Oh, you mean oil with composite controllers? Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Because
what
it's
we
still
need to
oil, but it's composite controllers. So yeah, that's a good point.
do.
But the C++
Yes.
code currently cannot even write composite controllers because they always wrote them with Motion Builder, and that Motion Builder tool is written in Python. So the C++ code cannot even write the composite controllers.
Great.
It has a comment in it saying, "Oh, it's already implemented in Python, so we don't need it here."
Is there a reason why
someone-
players
yeah.
respawn with full health? Well, because otherwise you would just instantly die when you respawn.
I'm
and that's
pretty
not-
sure, even in Payday, for example, you respawn with full health. It's just when you get revived, you had less health. I think in
Oh,
this
yeah,
game we also
revive.
do full health.
Yeah, when you get revived, that's what you mean. Yeah, so I think that is pretty much just like because you don't have armor or anything. It's just so you don't like immediately get half health or like low health and stuff. Because if you spawned with like a quarter of your health, you get like 1 point of armor, and then you would just die like almost immediately. It would just not be that fun.
The problem with some tools being in Python for our end isn't even that they're in Python or some other language. It's just we already have the engine code that reads those files. So it's only logical to use the exact same code that's already in C++ and existent to make the tool as well. Because then when we change the engine, the tool changes automatically without having to re-update a second code base in a different programming language. So it makes working on the tools a lot easier.
Yeah, one
Someone-
thing. Sorry, yeah. Go ahead.
Someone has a funny idea for World War II raid, where you deliver transport taxi service on the field. The funny part about that is Line Game Line, when they were prototyping the open world missions, actually had a mission where you pick up mail and deliver it to mailboxes.
Yeah.
So there's just a little trivia for that question.
So if you want to relive that, play the Postal Bank heist for Payday 2, made by Orestav, and you can deliver mail. It's very great experience.
Yes.
Mail objectives are underrated.
Who is apparently also in the chat. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, going back to the downs, there was an idea which we never really went anywhere with it, of changing it. So instead of downs, you basically have like a bleed out health, and when it's like a bar, and when you go
Hello?
down, you know, it's just the bleed out. Oh, you were these things, so only went now. Then you went down. So that was like an idea, yeah, to have like bleed out health, and then when you go down, it just you have the bleed out, and when you get revived and go down again, it just continues that bleed out instead of having downs, and then you would like be able to heal the bleed out health with the health kits and stuff, but that never really went anything further than that for
Number
now.
one. The little lines also when you open the window is such a cool little bonus where you open up the window and the key responds to depending on the character that you're.
And it
It's-
was very annoying to set up.
It was annoying to set up, but those are like the little things that like make it quality.
Oh, thanks you for bringing up.
Yeah, but it's red. I have to shoot it.
You like it red?
Like it red.
Oh, you killed Tonus.
Just add VR to raid. Yeah, maybe not. We did experiment with the scopes though at some point, like the idea that they have for
Yeah,
the scopes
the
in VR.
picture scopes.
Yep.
That would be nice to do someday. But I think it is all sort of behind the scenes ready, but we just haven't implemented it.
Yep.
And there's
It's
also
very
like
hard
this
to
thing.
implement.
There's also the thing where like not everyone likes the picture-in-picture scopes.
So it would need to be a setting at that point, yeah.
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 As
I do
always,
think
we like
picture is better for these snipers.
we like doing settings. So when we do this sort of stuff, it's always cool. Or like HUD changes that are super annoying. Or if some people have like very split opinions on
Oh
it's
yeah.
always cool to have a setting.
Rex, that is one thing. Someone asked in the Discord a while ago. Do you think it would be possible for the snipers to have like the scope customizable? So like the actual
reticles?
the reticle in the scope customizable, yeah.
Yeah, I think that should be doable. It'd be similar to how Payday 2 did it with their reticle buttons.
Yeah, where it's like switches the material.
It just
on
changes the material, yeah.
Okay. Because that would be like something that would be cool. Of course, that would need UI as well again, but Canted
canted
sight is
sight?
not really. I don't know if that really even existed as much.
We
and
could have like a
Auto.
hip fire thing, or like trying to simulate iron sights with a
Well, we
scope.
do
but
have we do have the canted sight code, right? The code
yeah,
is
you
there.
can make the gun tilt, and you can shoot past it.
But the problem would be the same thing as like even Payday had, where the animation wasn't really made for it, so it would just not be very nice. But I
yeah,
don't
to be honest,
think
I don't think it would be like canted 45-degree sights. It'd probably be more like in Payday 2 we had the LMG hip fire, where it just tightens the ADS. That might be what it would be.
for snipers.
Yeah, because like you're not aiming down sights.
What
You just kinda
were those
make it
like
more accurate.
45-degree angled sights a thing in World War II? Was that like?
Not really.
Yeah,
They're-
exactly. But they could have
Iron
been.
sight,
sure there
yeah,
probably was some.
iron sight below the scope. Yeah, that was a thing where you had it like that, where it was like on a rail or something. But that needs to be remodeled. A lot of stuff. So that's also that's also a thing. I think we should look into is trying to like remodel a lot of the iron sights to be better, because I think now we should be able to do those pretty much. We do need to still like that's one thing we still can do is actually open like existing model files, which is makes it a bit harder to modify existing stuff.
Yeah. That was a spoon.
Yes, 10 iron sight, but there's a lot of other weapons with really bad irons.
Nice,
I
I
think
got
the
trousers.
Thompson has an alternate iron sight that just makes it even worse.
The Thompson.
Yeah.
Or was it? There's like a second tier iron sight. There's like 3 of them, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, the MG has as well. Or like, oh, it's just worse.
Yeah.
The Thompson one is weird as well. Yeah.
Those are the new features. That's the new stuff we're doing. Apart from a bunch of other stuff that is not ready to show yet, of course.
Yeah, we're always working on something.
We're always working on something, but this is to be expected or this is safe to be in the next update, I guess. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, this is what to expect. There's still like a few other things, like settings I'm going to try.
We're gonna see if we can debug this ugly LOD issue, because this is terrible. So we're gonna see what we can do there.
Yeah, that is some weird issue that we have noticed, which is like for some weird reason it only happens in multiplayer with instanced items and their LOD breaks. That's it always happened in some way or another, but since we instanced a lot of items now to improve performance, now it's happening a lot more. So yeah, that needs to be figured out, which is a very annoying issue because it's somewhere engine-sided.
Yes.
Which means it's Leon's problem.
Which means it's my problem for once. Yeah, that's we're gonna have to see what we can debug there. We have some plans, but we'll see how we can get that implemented. Yeah.
Yeah, performances. With the free play is also we have noticed some people said were like it looks like if like Odin's runs a lot worse than Blinding Heimdall. So maybe we got a lead on what's wrong with Odin's, but it's like still a very broad lead.
Yeah. So any last questions for today? Then put them in the chat right now. Otherwise,
yeah, Tonus, now if you can, Bay already tested it, and for him it was definitely worse with Odin's than Heimdall. So yeah, if you can as well with the free play, just test it.
Rex or Zelly, please check if you can find someone to raid.
Camp updates. So because we were doing all this and a lot of bug fixes, there's not much I can say about the camp because we were preoccupied by a lot of other things.
There's stuff that's done, of course, but it's not in a showable state yet. So we'll show that as soon as it's somewhat nice looking. Because seeing a bunch of pink textures and like half broken models isn't really showing off what it's meant to actually be.
Yeah, where we have more items added and like a lot of the logic still needs to be cleaned up about it. Then yeah, we'll show in like an earlier version.
Yeah. As always, we like to, after stuff is finished, show how the development of it went, like we did with Full Stop, because we think it's cool to have some development history out there. But we also don't want to ruin the first impression, so we like to do that after the fact.
An April Fool's post.
If I
Don't
can
really.
find something funny.
Yeah, don't really count on much because we wanted to do something, but then we couldn't really think of anything, and now there's no time. So
Yeah,
We could do an April Fool's post saying we're adding the Obres, and then we don't.
yeah,
I don't see the point in doing something that takes off of a very limited development time, right? Like
but
April
but,
Fool's console updates. Yeah, please
one
let's not
thing-
make joke about that. Because,
one thing
yeah.
maybe is if you like crap people, then we can maybe help you out with that.
Oh yeah, true. The monk team has a German, so the hero is in short supply. Yeah. Well, I'll take that roast with me. Thank you so much, Bay. And now, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being here, for supporting Raid, sticking with us, telling all your friends of how cool you think this game is.
Yeah, don't forget to, if you haven't already, make a review on the game on Steam because it helps a lot.
Yes. And otherwise?
And also regarding the VODs, so we are actually in a process of getting all the VODs that LGL has ever made with Raid, including ours. And we're probably going to start like a new YouTube channel because I don't think we should really upload it to the main channel, but we'll ask people about it. And then once we get all the old VODs, we'll upload all of them. And then the streams as well. And then after that, going forward, all the streams will be archived properly.
We can't afford the bots. Okay, well, helium mapping streams. Yeah, so.
I think so.
Yeah, any of the newer ones would be.
Yes. So who should we jump over to? Give me,
Yeah, is anyone streaming?
give me one name.
Or we've got Tally and Beecroft, Ben and Rob Thanatos that I know.
Okay, any? We could have done patching Payday 2. Oh, it's
Well,
like old Payday?
we toasted Beecroft last time.
No, last time we did Liz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the down patch Payday 2 is quite interesting. That's the old version, the one that the raid prototype was still made in.
That was even earlier. That was even earlier. But yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's jump over. Thank you guys for watching, and stick around for the raid. See you guys next time.
Thanks for attending.